Hello everyone. Today I will be presenting my literature review on mindfulness-based interventions for postpartum depression. Specifically, I focus on how emotional regulation and self-compassion may help explain why these interventions are effective in reducing depressive symptoms during the postpartum period. Postpartum depression is a common mental health condition affecting about 10 to 20% of individuals after childbirth. It involves symptoms like persistent sadness, emotional distress, and difficulty adjusting to caring for a newborn. It can also be challenging for new parents to receive adequate treatment. Importantly, it can impact not only the mother's well-being, but also infant development and family functioning, making it an important issue to address. Traditional treatments for postpartum depression include medication and psychotherapy. However, many individuals face barriers to accessing these treatments, such as limited time, caregiving responsibilities, and concerns about medication use during the postpartum period. And because of these barriers, treatment is often inconsistent and highlights the need for more accessible and flexible approaches. Mindfulness-based interventions have been shown to reduce postpartum depression, but many studies do not clearly explain how they work. In particular, psychological mechanisms like emotional regulation and self-compassion are not always examined together. This creates a gap in understanding how these interventions lead to improvements. My hypothesis is that mindfulness reduces depressive symptoms by improving emotional regulation and increasing self-compassion. Although mindfulness-based interventions are consistently shown to reduce postpartum depression, there is still limited understanding of why they are effective. Many studies focus on outcomes like symptom reduction, but do not fully examine the underlying psychological processes driving these changes. In particular, emotional regulation and self-compassion are often studied separately or not fully integrated. This creates a gap in the literature, which this review aims to address. Mindfulness-based interventions focus on developing present moment awareness and observing thoughts and emotions without judgment. Programs such as mindfulness-based stress reduction and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy include practices like meditation, breathing exercises, and reflection. These techniques help individuals respond more adaptively to stress and emotional experiences. Research consistently shows that mindfulness-based interventions are associated with reductions in postpartum depressive symptoms. In addition to reducing symptoms, these interventions also improve emotional functioning and psychological flexibility. This suggests that mindfulness supports broader emotional adjustment rather than only targeting depression directly. Emotional regulation refers to the ability to monitor and manage emotional responses effectively. During the postpartum period, individuals often experience increased emotional demands due to sleep disruption and caregiving stress. Difficulties in emotional regulation are strongly linked to depressive symptoms, making it an important factor in maternal mental health. Self-compassion involves responding to personal distress with kindness and understanding rather than self-criticism. During the postpartum period, individuals may experience guilt or feelings of inadequacy. Research has shown that higher levels of self-compassion are associated with lower depressive symptoms and better emotional adjustment. Evidence suggests that emotional regulation and self-compassion both play key roles in reducing depressive symptoms. Emotional regulation helps individuals manage distress, while self-compassion influences how they respond to that distress. Together, these mechanisms create a more adaptive emotional response, and this helps explain how mindfulness-based interventions improve mental health. In conclusion, mindfulness-based interventions are a promising approach for reducing postpartum depression, particularly through their effects on emotional regulation and self-compassion. However, limitations such as small sample sizes and short-term research designs remain. Future research should focus on long-term outcomes and a more diverse population to better understand their effectiveness.